Okay, so in this video we're going to be looking at how you can create DbfScript function libraries. These are going to be a collection of functions that you can invoke from any action, event, workflow stage, anywhere within WorkflowFirst that you're using DbfScript. Okay, so to create a function library, you need to add something called a plugin. And to do this, you go to the application record, you click the ellipsis button, like this, and then in the list of drill downs that appear, you want to click on plugin. Now in plugin, you'll see there's already an existing plugin there called DbfServices. That's an internal library that's used for common functionality in all WorkflowFirst applications. But you're going to want to add your own one, so you click plus up here. Then you select the module type as being DbfScript library. And then you type in the name of your library, which in our case is going to be functions. You don't need to worry about any of the other fields, so just click OK. When that's created, you're going to notice that there's a new drill down called DbfScript functions. Just click that in your new functions library, and this is where we're actually going to be adding all of the functions. So you click plus and type in the name of the function. In this case, we're going to just call it some function. Our function is just going to show something on the screen and return a value. Now, returning a value is useful for certain functions that do calculations. Not all functions have to do that. I mean, they could actually just modify data somewhere and not return anything. So returning data is optional in this. But let's just put a couple of lines in here. This is a function being invoked with. Now, any parameters that are passed into the function are going to be accessible through the pound input or hash input variable, and you just use it like this. In this case, it's called some field. Now, the output we're going to be returning from the function is just going to be the number 300, but it can be anything you want, of course. So when you're done with your script, you just click OK. Assuming there's no errors, it'll just go back to this screen. Now your function is available to be called from anywhere within your application. So let's go back to the demo app, and we're going to add an action where we're going to invoke that. We'll call this some action. We'll set it to primary. Okay. Now this is our script, and this is where we're going to actually be calling it. So to invoke the plugin, you can just say call run plugin functions and then the name of your function. The second parameter to run plugin is the path that's going to be passed into it, which will be the ampersand path variable. You can just pass in any path there, but normally you pass in ampersand path because that'll be the current path of the record where the action is being invoked. For the third parameter, this is where you specify the parameters that are going to be passed into your function. Now you can pass in a variable here, any object at all, but what you normally do excuse me, is you use something called the record keyword, which allows you to pass in or to create a record on the same line. So this is usually the syntax you'll be using. Then if you want to put another one in there, you can do as many fields as you want. Okay, and that's it. That will invoke your function. Now, in this case, the function actually returns something. So we're going to want to assign the return from that function to a different variable and show that on the screen. So we change the call to be declaration of a variable, and we say equals, and then we put the run plugin. So now anything which is returned from that run plugin is going to be set into the #ret variable, and then we'll message that out on the screen also. Okay, that's the end of our action that's going to invoke it, so let's click OK. And we're going to go ahead and publish that so we can just see what it looks like. Okay, let's click this, start it up. There's not much in this demo app. I'm just going to go to what's next and click on some action to invoke our action code. Okay, so here you see the two messages that were done. One in the function, this is a function being invoked with hello, that was the parameter. And what was returned from the function, which was 300, is the second message. So just to recap, in our action, we are running the plugin function we created called sum function. We're passing in some field equal to hello and assigning that to a variable called ret, and then we're outputting that ret. If we go back to the app, click on the ... click plugins, go to functions, and we see our function right here. And this is a function that we defined that's being invoked. Okay, I hope that's clear. Enjoy writing your functions. Thanks.